This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Thank you, Skillshare. Hello and welcome to my studio. I'm Lydia, and usually I'm making sewing tutorials or PDF patterns for you guys to follow along with, but today I thought I would show you the behind the scenes, my productivity routine for getting all that stuff done. To be honest, I've struggled with having a good, healthy routine ever since I started doing this full time, and I have tried a number of times to impose a type of routine or schedule, and I have failed because generally I create standards that are too high, or I expect myself to do things in less time than is realistic for the way that I personally work. And so this year, I feel like I've had enough experiences under my belt of failures in routine scheduling that I have come up with something that actually works for me. So I've only been doing this for, I think, 3 weeks, but the experience with it has been completely different and so much more relaxing, and I feel productive and I feel like I'm getting rest in. So I hope that this encourages you to seek out what kind of routine or schedule will work for you. And without further ado, let's get into the day. Each morning, I find myself waking up before my alarm sounds, and I really think this has a lot to do with my consistent bedtime routine. What helps me get out of bed is this sunrise lamp. It really wakes me up and tells my body that it's daytime. The first thing I do when I get out of bed is brush my teeth. I cannot do anything else. Morning breath is just too disgusting to bear. Then I wash up, moisturize my face, and also Burt's Bees up my lips. There is no better lip balm out there. Then I fill up my water container. It's my goal to drink 4 of these every day, and I try to get my first down before my walk. In the past, I would have done my devotions next, but I found that my body still needs waking up before I just sit down and read. So either I go for a walk or do a 20-minute low-impact home workout. Most days I take a walk. I really bundle up and I never feel cold, even in -17 with wind. And I'm what you may call a tropical-blooded woman who loves the heat, so it's kind of saying a lot. I get my phone from my studio, which I keep there through the night, and I might double check the weather, but I keep it on Do Not Disturb so that I'm not interrupted as I walk. I end up walking for about 30 minutes, and as I walk, I take in the beauty of nature, say hello to early dog walkers, and pray. It's really a lovely time. When I get home, I open up the blinds and I read my Bible and pray. And this basically sums up my morning routine, and it is an incredibly refreshing time. By the time 9:30 rolls around, I'm sitting at my desk and I'm reviewing my plan for the day. I also made oatmeal or eggs and toast or a smoothie for breakfast. In the past, I tried to eat oatmeal every day, but after a week or two, I just wanted to switch it up and I got really bored of it. And I didn't want to wreck oatmeal for myself, so I stopped doing that. While I eat, I answer emails and Instagram messages and YouTube comments. Then I usually would start working on my first item of business, but today I decided to prep a component of the dinner. Okay, I have finished my answering of emails and everything. Now I have to think about dinner. Who hates making dinner? Actually, I don't hate making dinner. It's figuring out what to make and then having those ingredients on hand. So I ended up printing out this little booklet of all of my favorite patterns, not patterns, patterns for cooking, recipes, and it helps. I just choose something from here. So today I'm making my famous pizza. Just to let you know, I only make pizza from scratch about once a month. This dough recipe is so good, I'm willing to do the work for it once in a while. And there's a certain sort of satisfaction in making something like this from scratch. It just so happened that I had planned for it on the day that I decided to film, so you get to see the process. When I didn't have a routine and just worked like crazy, cooking was such a chore, but embracing it as a creatively refreshing moment of my day has helped me enjoy it so much more. Okay, I finished the dough. It's rising. Usually I don't spend all that much time preparing dinner in the mornings, like while I'm supposed to be working, but it's gonna help me later. So now I'm gonna finish up a reel and then post it, and then I need to work on my newest pattern, my next pattern. This is my old one. This is my most recent pattern, the January dress. Get yours. My next pattern is called the Ruby Frock and it's for Valentine's Day, so stay tuned for that. Let's post this reel. Okay, it's time to do my pattern. I have to test it out. This is what I'm working on. It's a very simple sort of bat wing dress. I'm still cold, so my comfy is going back on. So I've already made the adjustments and I printed out the pattern. Now I just gotta cut it up and paste it together. When I'm working, I usually like to turn on an audiobook or some music, but I also really don't mind working in silence at times. I mostly use music and audiobooks to help myself get in the groove or even help me push through a slightly boring part of my work, or when I'm just not feeling it at the moment. It really helps me stay on task and enjoy the process. Look at this munchkin. Pepper. You are very bad. Good thing you're not. Oh, you're too cute though. You're too cute. What a goodie. So I get pretty hungry around 1, so I got a little bit of shepherd's pie. Actually, it's a massive slice from last night. And while I eat that, oh, I also did my makeup, but while I eat, I'm going to be taking in a class about graphic design on Skillshare. I've learned about design in school, I've learned about the elements of design and all that stuff, but this class is showing me some new things that I never really learned about, and I'm fascinated, like so fascinated. If you haven't heard of Skillshare, it's an online learning community with thousands and thousands of classes that you can take and build on your skills. Maybe there's something that you've always wanted to learn about and you've just never really delved into it. Well, Skillshare is there for you, and I'm having so much fun looking through all of the classes that it has to offer. I took a singing class one time, I took a productivity class. There's such a range of classes on there that you can take: photography, logo design, illustration, and way more. So I'm gonna go watch the rest of the class that I was taking. It is a class by Ellen Lupton. It's called Graphic Design Basics, Core Principles for Visual Design. It's super professional. I'm really loving it. So if you're interested in building upon your knowledge and skills, click the link below. The first 1,000 to click that link will get 1 month free of Skillshare. So you can try it out, and believe me, I think you're really gonna like it. Okay, it is time to cut my fabric and test out this pattern. I I think my favorite thing to do is sewing without the camera on me, or at least sewing without me having to make sure that the angle of the camera is showing exactly what I'm doing. Then I just really get to focus on the sewing aspect, and it's really fun. I can take it slow, it's relaxing, and I can get lost in it.
And then, hey presto!
Okay, so it's around 4 o'clock, and that's when I start thinking about preparing dinner for 5:30. I'm just gonna quickly iron this up first, and then it'll be ready for me when I come back, because I do a little bit of work after dinner usually. Ta-da! That pizza was, since we were having pizza, special occasion, you know, we decided to watch a movie. So it's an hour later than when I would usually get back to work. So usually from about 6:30 or 7 to 8:30, I'll finish up whatever I was working on. I have an alarm on my phone at 8:30 to start cleaning up, and that's when I plan for the next day. I'll take my crazy planner and start writing out what I want to do the next day. After I tidy up the room and plan for the next day, I usually have like half an hour just to finish up something or even work on a task that I wrote down for the next day, so it's actually really helpful. So I think I'll finish up this dress tonight and then tidy up and get to bed. So my alarm for cleaning up and just planning for the next day went off a couple minutes ago, but I just finished this and I'm gonna quickly try it on and show you. And then I gotta do what I gotta do, gotta follow the schedule. Okay, here it is. It looks okay on the camera, but there's a lot to fix. Kind of had a feeling that this dress wasn't gonna work out. But okay, now I'm just gonna tidy up this room, and I'm gonna make a few plans for tomorrow. And then I'm gonna head down, brush my teeth, and get in bed to read. My studio is in relative cleanliness except for that pile and this random pile. So it's ready for the day tomorrow, and that really helps me feel like I can accomplish things in the day. It is 9:34, and one of the most important parts of my routine is leaving my phone here to charge. I don't know if you can relate, but this is a really important part of my routine. I'm not particularly tied to my phone. Like, if you ask my husband, I'm always asking where my phone is a lot of the time because I just leave it places. But because I have a business and it's so connected to my online presence, I find that I'm reaching for it, or I'm just opening Instagram or YouTube all the time, and I can end up spending hours on Instagram scrolling through when I don't even want to. So I keep my phone up here and I don't really look at it until after my devotion. So anyway, off to bed. I don't actually go to bed until 11, but I like to get in bed at 10 and start reading. It gets my mind off of whatever I'm thinking about during the day. It calms me down, slows down my whole body so that I can start preparing to sleep, and I go to sleep at 11. I find that the most important part of my routine is my night routine, because if I can get to bed on time and I can get a good sleep, then I'll wake up on time. I won't be groggy or tired. It just starts my day out amazingly. So that if all else fails, I try to go to bed. I try to get in bed a little earlier than 11 and read, just calm myself down before sleeping. I also usually pray with my husband before bed. It's something that we've started this year that we want to do every night.
You guys don't want to see me brush my teeth, do you? No.
This routine basically just helps me feel so free. It's a structure to my day that helps me accomplish the things that I want to accomplish inside and outside of work. And I think that if I have a good work-life balance, that I'll be even more productive in the long term. So I'm really thankful that I took the time to just sit down and map out my week and give myself enough time for things, because I'm a bit slow sometimes, and it's nice when I can see that I've actually overshot my time goal and I have a few extra minutes. It helps me feel at ease, it helps me feel productive, and it's not just a feeling, I actually am being productive. So I hope that this was really helpful to you. I hope it was inspiring. But just know that your routine's not necessarily going to look like mine, and you have to figure it out for yourself. I've realized that I just need to work with my own personality and accept my weaknesses and strengths, and maximize on my strengths, minimize on my weaknesses. So I feel like that's what I've done, and I'm just really thankful for that. Anyway, I'm gonna head to bed, start reading, you know, and yeah, good night.